Hello again. Now the main stories in London. Two groups of protesters clashed outside a children's drag story time in Forest Hill this morning. Turning Point UK claimed the act was too provocative for children, but the drag act That Girl accused the far-right group of being homophobic. 4 people have since been arrested. Jay Akbar reports.
Fascist scum off our streets. The chant rang out for a good 10 minutes. It was directed at this right-wing group, Turning Point UK. They turned up here to demonstrate against a drag queen reading to children at a nearby pub. They were heavily outnumbered. We tried to speak to one of its members when a counter-protester broke through the wall of police.
We came over here to speak to some of the members of Teatime UK who stood over here, and while we were doing so, a massive crowd of counter-protesters amassed here, and what's happened since is, what's happened since is that both sides have been chanting slogans at each other, and a couple of things have been thrown as well. So what started off as a very peaceful protest has gotten quite heated.
In a post calling their members to Forest Hill, the group said children should not be exposed to what they call adult performers.
The social media profiles of these individuals is very questionable. So why do children need to be in front of that?
Well, I guess he would argue that it's not provocative and then he's just in makeup.
But it is. It's not just in makeup at all.
When we spoke to That Girl later on, she said her event and her intentions were misrepresented.
A drag story time, I'm sat there in a chair reading a story. There's nothing more going on than that. I don't think it's ever really been about protecting the children. I think this is homophobia dressed up as concern.
Outside the pub where she was performing, a far less hostile atmosphere. There, people told us why they turned up.
Because I live in Lewisham and I don't want this happening on my doorstep.
It's just important to turn up and be like, hey, we're normal and nice and the majority, and it's chill.
Today's protests come weeks after similar scenes at a storytelling event at the Tate Britain. Somehow, this clash seems far from over. Jay Akbar, ITV News.
A 29-year-old man has been arrested as part of an investigation into a series of burglaries in which thieves met men on a gay dating app and drugged them. The Metropolitan Police say 4 incidents were reported to them between New Year's Eve and January the 9th across South and West London. Detectives believe that one suspect remains at large. A serial sex attacker who targeted commuters on the London Underground has been sentenced to 4 years, 11 months in prison. Mohammed Alouche admitted attacking 3 women in northwest London last year. The 26-year-old has also been banned from being within 50 metres of any public transport stations and stops between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. until 2030. Now let's take a look at some of the London's sport.
Zero Accounting Software sponsors ITV Regional Sports Report.
To the Premier League, and Arsenal have opened up a 5-point gap to title rivals Manchester City with a 1-goal victory at Leicester. Gabriel Martinelli slotted home just before half-time to earn the 3 points for Mikel Arteta's men. Meanwhile, in East London, West Ham thrashed Nottingham Forest by 4-0. Goals from Danny Ings, Declan Rice and Michail Antonio earned the Hammers a valuable 3 points. In the late kick-off, Crystal Palace host Liverpool at 7:45. And in rugby, top-of-the-table Saracens made up for last week's loss with a bonus point win over 14-man Newcastle Falcons. Winger Alex Lewington bagged a brace of tries as they ran out to a 29-23 victory. In the late kick-off, London Irish host current champions Leicester Tigers at 7:30 in Brentford. Another dry but cold day across the capital, but what's in store for the rest of the weekend? Chris Page has the latest weather forecast.
Feels like home, whatever the weather. Valent Boilers and Heat Pumps sponsors ITV London Weekend Weather.
Hello there. Very good evening to you. Yesterday there has been some sunshine across the capital, patchy amounts of cloud here and there, and a scattering of showers in a few areas as well. But over the coming few days, little change to the forecast really, and that's because we've got an area of high pressure. It's not moving very fast over the rest of this weekend and even into the start of next week too. But with the winds circulating around the area of high pressure in a clockwise fashion, we do start to see an easterly to northeasterly breeze starting to develop. So where we do see any clear skies and some sunshine, it will feel a little chilly at times. But as we go through the rest of this evening and overnight, the showers that we've seen through today, they're going to tend to fade away, giving us some chilly temperatures actually in the countryside by dawn, a touch of frost here as well. But for most of us, as we start Sunday morning, a fine start to the day with some sunshine once again, thanks to that area of high pressure controlling our weather. A little subtle shift in the wind direction, coming in more to a northeasterly to easterly component tomorrow. So maybe just bringing a little bit of a breeze down the Thames. That'll make it feel possibly a little chilly through tomorrow once again. But top temperatures 7 to 9 degrees Celsius, staying dry with more in the way of some sunshine for all of us too. That area of high pressure still with us as we go towards the new working week through much of Monday, much of Tuesday as well. There may just be a few scattered showers just starting to line up along the southeast corner there, so we're just going to have to keep an eye on those. But it looks to be fairly quiet, fairly settled through the week ahead. Yes, there'll be quite a bit of cloud cover. The cloud will break at times to reveal some sunshine. Some light outbreaks of rain likely on Monday and Tuesday, but staying quite chilly for all. Bye-bye.
Valent sponsors ITV London Weekend Weather.
And that is it from the London team. In the meantime, you can keep up to date online at itv.com/London. We'll be back tomorrow evening at the slightly later time of 6:20. In the meantime, enjoy your day. Goodbye.